fly your airplane, everything you see is new. Everything you see is beautiful. The clouds are beautiful. The sky is beautiful. The cold doesn't even bother you. And for a combat pilot, when you're being shot at constantly, every time you're getting into this airplane, these things compound, and the beauty of flight turns into a chore.
The First World War is interesting because everyone was preparing for it, and yet in a certain sense I don't think anybody really believed what would happen could happen.
America didn't enter the war until 1917, but Americans entered the war in 1914.
You had guys who were over there on a mission to help France. You had guys who were there for the adventure. There's some guys, frankly, that went over not understanding what they were going to get into.
They were what we would today call alpha males. They were aggressive, intelligent, ambitious young men, and there was a lot of competition between them to make good, to make a name for themselves.
I always remember seeing that head, the bust, the statue in my mom's house, and wondering who was that.
He was tall, he was athletic, blue eyes, women loved him. There was a bit of the elitist in him. He could be very judgmental.
Yes, he seemed to love danger. I don't think he really thought of fear much.
He was sort of a ghost a lot of the time. He was a beautiful, quiet person.
He was a real character, and if character-driven is the main claim to fame of N-124, he certainly played his part in that respect, like him or not.
He gets his first taste of claiming a victory that doesn't get verified, and then quickly gets a series of kills, almost on a daily basis there for a week or so.
I can tell you this, I would never, ever have wanted to be his enemy. He's the last person on earth, if I were German in that war, I would have wanted to have to deal with. He was formidable. And there's a dark element to him. He wanted to kill Germans.
They didn't need to throw themselves in this fight. And you think about, wow, it's amazing. What was it that compelled them to come and do this incredibly risky venture in Europe?
And the first rule of staying alive is to be able to recognize where your enemy is and how you're going to get to where you're in an advantageous position.
There's accounts of him sweeping into action with 2 or 3 planes chasing after him. Yet he's not just trying to avoid them, he's actually still going after another enemy plane all at the same time.
He dove from above onto a German 2-seater, and he decided he was going to wait until the last second to shoot this plane down, and he almost waited too late.
The Lafayette Escadrille raised awareness in the United States in a way that I don't think there was no other way to do it. The fight in the air, people could grasp that. That was something the imagination could seize on. It's tangible.
Clearly, these guys realized that the significance of this war and how important it was to get America involved in this war to conclude the war, and it worked.
If you look at the men that died, and you look at the way they're eulogized, whether it's in newspapers or letters or comments later in memoirs, you hear that comment again and again. He was the best of us. We lost something. What does that say about who these guys were? They must have been a really remarkable bunch of guys.
One of the most important things that came out of the Lafayette Escadrille was the memorial, which is now located a few miles west of Paris.
And so if you've never been there, if you've never been to the memorial, you should go. As an American, you should go. As a Frenchman, you should go. As a pilot, you should go. If you know anything about World War I aviation, I don't care who you are, you should go. To make that palpable, physical, real connection with the history and yourself.